Konnichiwa, yahoo! Hi everybody! Happy Thursday! Sorry for being so late. I was beating Google Slides to death, and now I'm here. And I have coffee. And Aki's behind me. He's very swirly in the sleep right now. Maybe like one day I'll be like a millionaire and I'll have like a big ass room and I'll have like a live Aki cam while I stream since he's always behind me. He's so cute. I always look back at him. Hi everybody. Hi Christina / Scarlet. I just need help. Hi paperwork. Say hi Burr. Oh yes, Mina Saichigo? Question mark? Question mark? Are we cooking? I have a tummy ache and I'm really sleepy because I had a lot of Panda Express. So if I sound tired, ignore that. I have coffee to deal with it. Whenever I eat like big meals, I get so incredibly sleepy. Hi Tyra, how are you? So yeah, welcome to Anime Club meeting number 23. I'll start soon. I think there was something else I wanted to say, but I already forgot. I think I just had to apologize for being late. I don't know. Usually, I swear I had something else to say. I don't remember. Actually no, I do remember. I remember there was something I wanted to say, and I was like, maybe I should make an announcement, like a separate announcement video for it, but it must not have been that big of a deal, because I can't remember jack shit about what I had to say. So sorry to edge you all with the secrets. There's secrets not even I know apparently, because I can't remember. Oh, I remember now. No, that's for later though. You guys don't get to know. You guys don't get to know the secrets. I'm sorry. I only edged us this far because I thought it was something I could share today. Because I forgot what it was. Aki scratched me today. And then he scratched my boob and I didn't even know. I just looked down, there was a big ass scratch on my boobie. And my arm. And the one on my arm is really bad because it's really deep. Anyways, I want to know, it doesn't sound very cool if I haven't done it yet. I have to wait till I do it first. Then I'll let you guys know promptly, trust. Okay, I have my warm beverage. How cold is it where you guys are? Is it getting cold yet? Chotomatte. I'll shuffle over to our classroom that we all know and love. Let me get smaller / bigger. Does the no nut thing cover enough of my boobs? Hold on. What? Hold on, actually. I'm gonna fix this. Okay, I made it bigger. You're cool. My feet are cool as fuck. I've been really cold all day. Okay, I'm gonna shimmy down here, and I'm still here though. I'm just down. I'm just down for a second. I'm fixing up the classroom, trust. Okay, no music? No more music? Whatever, man. Whatever. I actually went out this morning without a jacket. I was freezing. I tend to like go out without a jacket and my body, okay, I'm always cold. You guys already know this. I'm cold to the point where it shuts me down and puts me to sleep. When I go out into the cold, when I'm not in a heated environment, I like immediately start like convulsing. It's really embarrassing. Like I go out and I start shivering so much like immediately. It doesn't gradually happen. I start shivering and like my teeth chatter. I can't control my hands. Like I can't text people because I'll be like kind of like dry heaving and just like shivering about in like 50 degree weather. It's really bad. I don't know, my body just can't regulate its temperature at all. It needs help. A little bit. Anyways, welcome to this classroom at the school that we all go to together. Hi people, hi new people. Welcome to Anime Club meeting number 23. How did everyone's days at this school go to? And how did we all break in here to have access to this classroom at night? Does anyone want to share their arrival story? Me personally, I climbed through the window. Gah. Okay. I sipped my coffee, I'm ready. I will say, this is one of the only meetings where I don't have any notes really. I'm just gonna talk from my head, and hopefully I sound just as intelligent as I usually do. I also have an addiction to using this background for the slides recently. I think it's really cute. I'm scratching my eye. Okay, I'm back. Alright, hajimemasu. Hi, Ikuzo. Okay. Meeting number 23, Anime Club. We're going over Takopi's original sin. Yes, yes. I traveled through time and space just to be here. Well, I am so honored. I'm so honored that you like it here so much. Okay. So, the planner for today, we're doing our icebreaker for new people. We're doing the anime plot, anime and plot overview, and then we'll go over the characters' OST and other topics. I actually don't have an OST list for today. There was an OST, but it wasn't really like notable because there wasn't really even like an opening, I don't think. I could be wrong, there might have been one, but actually there probably was and I just missed it. I swear I looked for it though. I can't stop burping. But anyway, I don't have anything to say about the OST, so I don't know why I put OST there, but characters, OST, and other topics. And then we'll do our fun fact, we'll go over our elder opinions, and then we'll talk about next week's Anime Club plans because we aren't voting this week. There's not gonna be a new anime next week. And so we'll talk about that at the end. And what we're doing instead. Other than that, let's go. So, before we begin, our icebreaker for today is, have you ever been bullied for liking anime? And do you have a story if you would like to share? Since this anime is about bullying, I thought it'd be interesting. Can we talk about the gap between how anime was treated pre-2020 and post-2020? Please? Because it's still seen as like a loser thing, kind of. I feel like the people that think it's loserish now didn't even know what it was really before 2020. Okay, when I wasn't bullied for liking anime specifically. I was brutally bullied for liking My Little Pony. That was my thing. I liked My Little Pony, and like around 5th and 6th grade, I never stopped liking it all throughout. Like, I still like it. I never stopped. But that was like my only and main interest was My Little Pony. And I still have a really large My Little Pony collection. I need a shelf for it, but I haven't gotten one yet, but I have a lot of My Little Pony things. But that was my thing, and I got bullied for liking My Little Pony brutally through middle school. But for anime, I remember trying to put my friends on, and of course you guys know the only animes I had at this time were I Love My Younger Sister and Fruits Basket. And Tokyo Mew Mew. So I would just try and have them watch these with me. We watched I Love My Younger Sister together, and this was like the earliest like watching, like this was my middle school equivalent of like when adult women watch rom-coms and cry together. that's what we did. We watched incest anime behind the couch. So yeah, I remember my friends giving me a hard time about it. Watching anime, not watching incest stuff. That's different. They didn't shame me for watching incest anime. Other than that, I don't think I was ever bullied for watching anime. Specifically, mainly because I was only in high school for 2 years, and the 2 years that I was in high school, I was pretty quiet because I was new to that school. So I just didn't talk about any of my interests or talk to anybody. I'm sure if I did, I would have gotten bullied. I already got bullied for other things, but I saw other people getting bullied for liking anime. So probably. Definitely online though, but not so much IRL. I have something to share. I have something to share that hopefully doesn't sound racist, and I hope that we will listen and not judge. So I had like an acquaintance at the beginning of the year that just like in passing, we never really talked that much. And she had mentioned in like the school's like, I don't know, what is it? Not Signal. Whatever, one of the group chats that the school has for the students. She was like, I don't watch anime. She's black for context. She was like, I don't watch anime, but I want a not, she didn't say an anime with black characters. She just said a black anime. And I was like, what? You mean like an anime with black characters? I have a list. And she was like, no, I want a black anime made by black people. And I was like, well, to be an anime, it has to be made like, I don't know, like produced in Japan and have like a Japanese equivalent. But it, like, if you mean like anime style, I have a list. Once again, I was trying to help her. I was like, I have a list. Still, I was like, there's like Avatar, but that wasn't made by black people, and there's no like actual black people in Avatar, just people that kind of look black. And I was like, and of course there's the Boondocks. And she was like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to find, like anime like the Boondocks. And I was like, but the Boondocks is American. I'm telling you, there's American animations that are kind of similar style, but if you want black anime, because she was like, I'm looking for black anime characters. I was like, if you want black anime characters, you're gonna have to go to Japan to get them. Don't get mad at me, right? But I was polite up till now. What did she even say? She got really aggressive, and then was like, man, I don't give a shit if my anime is from, like, I don't want to watch that shitty Chinese animation. I want black anime characters. That's all I want. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, first of all, anime is Japanese. It's not Chinese. And I think she said something about a different Asian country that also was in Japan. Not to sound like a don't lump my Japanese culture in with your other Asian. That's not what I'm trying to sound like. I was just like, hey, Japan has the black anime characters you're looking for, right? If you want black anime characters. Привет, Tiki Arthur, how are you? I hope you're feeling okay. So I was like, okay, it's okay. I'm telling you, I have a list of what you're looking for. I'm just telling you, it's Japanese. It's not gonna be made in America or by black people. And then she got really aggressive after, and I forgot what she said, but it was like, this was like, possibly last year. It probably was, and my memory's just bad, and it feels recently. But I was like, bro, I hate when my people act like a stereotype. That's what I thought. I was like, bro, because there's already that stereotype that black people hate Asian people. It's kind of gone now, but when I was younger, there were constant jokes about like black people fighting with Asians and vice versa. So for her to get like aggressive for no reason and also called Japanese people Chinese, I was like, bro, please, for us, please log in, please. But I I have to accept that sometimes my people don't want to be saved. And it hurts to accept. But I just have to let them go. Cause I think she was one of those like YouTubers. She was a YouTuber and a lot of her content was like vlog skits that were like made to look like vlogs. But like I know that they're skits because I know her, and the skits were like going to my braider and then fighting her and fighting my braider and fighting my nail tech and fighting my piercer and fighting my tattoo artist. I was like, bro, you're dragging us down, bro. You're dragging us down. Knock it off. So we kind of stopped talking after that. Anyways, moral of the story, I don't like when people act like stereotypes. I don't like it. Anyways, today I forgot to read. Blah blah blah. I've only made friends through anime. Yeah, I've made more friends through anime than I have enemies. My friends at least sat down and watched it with me. And I think one of mine... Actually, I've said this before. All of my friends hated anime before I like forced it onto them. Except for one who watched Black Butler with me all of the time. So, my other friend... She was more like normal. She was like a pumpkin spice Christian girl, but she was still a good friend to me for the most part. She had like we had like those like typical like friendship issues you have to get over, where it's like, oh, she went to someone else's thing over mine, but it wasn't any like psychological warfare that was going on later in my friendships. So when she would tease me for anime, it wasn't that big of a deal. I think she ended up watching Clanad later, and she said that she liked it. And then, my other friend, I just kind of, because this one was my best friend, I kind of forced her to keep watching anime with me, because I was like, if this shit's gonna be long term, you're gonna have to get on my game, okay? And so, we bonded over My Little Pony, and I put her on anime. And she is just as much of a weeb as me to this day. We cosplayed together, we did a lot of duo cosplays. So that's my flex, is that I crafted her personality. And she actually had more anime days than me. Actually, this is a funny story. When I first made my anime list account, I put her on. I was like, hey, make a my anime list account and put all your animes in there. And I put every anime I'd ever seen in there. I went through the fucking anime archives to hunt down every single anime. I looked through every anime, every season released since fucking 1920. I don't know why I did that, but so at the ripe age of 16, my anime days capped out at like 29 or 30, or maybe like 24 at the time, I think. Maybe even like 16. I've probably put like a damper in it since then, but it was pretty low. And she put hers in. Reminder, this girl hasn't watched as many animes as me, but what she does watch is My Hero Academia. And so her anime days were 28, and I lost my shit, bro. I lost my shit. And I was like, what? Why are your anime days so high, huh? Who do you think you are? And she was like, I don't know. I just watch My Hero, so it has a lot of episodes. I was like, no. So I go insane, okay? And so I'm like, no. How can I get my days up? How can I get my days up? So then I start adding all my rewatches in there, which I usually don't do. But my anime list calculates your rewatches if you rewatch something. So I did that. Because a lot of my time was spent rewatching things, because I'm autistic. And then so I'm like, you know what I can do? Is I can put all of the hentais I've watched in here. Yeah. So I start hunting down every hentai I've watched. Almost every hentai I've watched since I was like 14. And that got my anime days up 6 days. I've watched 6 days worth of hentai. And then, finally, my anime days were ahead of hers. Moral of the story, never pass on watching hentai when you're young, because it might help you get the best of somebody in the future, when you're having a loser off. That's my moral. Stuck on episode 8? Was it like hard to get over? Is that what you mean, or like you couldn't finish it? Okay. Hajimemasu. Sorry for rambling. I wasn't bullied, but I kind of wish I was in a way. I did a lot of cringy shit as a JoJo fan in middle school and high school. Oh, a JoJo fan. My schools didn't really have bullies. Oh, lucky. Around the Cleveland Brown show. Is that animation? Hi, Bread. Okay, continuing. So here's the synopsis for anybody who wasn't sure if they're interested. We watched Takopi's Original Sin, and it is 6 episodes. I almost read the synopsis. It's 6 episodes. Summer 2025. It's recent. Rated R. It has an 8.80 on my anime list, meaning it's pretty good. Rated by other people. So, the synopsis is, a cheerful alien named Takopi comes to Earth to spread happiness, but ends up meeting a lonely, mistreated girl named Shizuka Kuze. Wanting to make her smile, Takopi tries to help, but his innocent misunderstandings of human pain and morality lead to tragic, irreversible consequences. So if that sounds cool, I don't regret watching it, so if you think you can handle it, leave and come back later. Or watch the water or something. I have to burp so bad. Wait, hold on. I'm not ready. No, I just suck and never progress. I should probably finish ASAP. I just remembered, I was like half asleep, and I remembered this anime that I started when I was younger, and then just like didn't finish it. I mean, there's a lot of animes like that that are on hold for me. Actually, let me check. Let me see what animes I started and haven't finished. I'll pull up my anime list. Then I have some that I dropped too. It was good? I think so too. But not a masterpiece, as some say, but I'll get to that later. Okay, so I have a currently watching list, I have a paused list, and I have a dropped list. I can't really explain what it is that makes me move something from currently watching to paused or dropped. I'm not really sure what the mindset behind it is. But I really need to finish some of these up, so it's loading. Okay, so I'm still watching Black Clover. I started it when we all started watching it together. Chrono Crusade, Gachi Yakuta because it's still airing. I've started watching Higurashi in my free time in between the weekly animes. Initial D, I'm on episode 3. Inuyasha, I've been on episode 54 since I was 16, but I really like the anime. JoJo's Part 3, I'm on episode 16. And I've been on episode 16 since me and Bruno started watching it together a long time ago. Junjo Romantica, this is a yaoi, but I didn't really like what was happening in it, so I haven't resumed. Naruto, I'm on episode 183. I've been working on that since I was 16. Papa Date Shitai, this is a yaoi. I'm on episode 4 of 8, and I think it just sucked, so I just kind of stopped watching. I've been watching what is it, Watamote? Watamote, I started it when I was 13, and then I just got to episode 2 or 3 and then stopped. Windbreaker, episode 4. And then on my paused. I'll do my paused. Loading. Yaoi Hell, where? I'm looking at my anime list. This Aki scratch is infected. It's turning purple and it itches. Okay, there's Achikochi. I'm on episode 2. I started this, dare I say, in VR chat. There was this really weird guy. I think I was like 16 or 17. And actually, yeah, I think I was like 16. Or 17. And I think he was like 19 or 20. And he told me that he doesn't like playing Among Us because it makes him lie. And then he was like, let's go to this theater and watch Achikochi. And then so we watched it, and he was just like, oh, this is so great, this is so funny. And I was really bored, but I watched it anyway. So that's why I have it on pause, because I don't think I like it. I watched 2 episodes of Aggressive Let's Go. Because one of my exes liked it a lot, and then I didn't like it, but he did. And I tried to get into it, but I just didn't like it. And then Caramel Honey, I'm on episode 6 of 30. I dropped this because it's like a web animation. It's really weird. It looks like something that would be on YouTube. It's not like fully animated. And then Futari wa Precure. I'm a Precure fan, but I am on episode 1. I think I'm on episode 2, but I have it marked on episode 1. And then Iron Blooded Orphans. I'm on episode 13. I watched this like in someone's room, I think, during a group assignment in my first year of college, and it was just in the background, and I just kind of wasn't paying attention. So I have it on pause right now. Episode 9 of Kimetsu no Yaiba. It was really boring. Psyche? Is it Psyche K? Psyche K? Episode 2. I wasn't really entertained, but I was also just kind of numbed out, so maybe I should check it out again. Senpai ga uzai kohai no hanashi. This is fairly new. Let me see what the English name is. My senpai is annoying. This isn't something that I would watch on my own, but I know I talked about it. I like that story. I watched this with this guy that cheated on me, and he was like, do you want to watch this together? I was like, sure. And of course he picked the most boring anime ever. And he also had more anime days than me. It pissed me off. And then Sirius, I literally don't remember starting Sirius at all. Same with Sword Guy. But I finished Sword Guy somehow. And I'm also on episode 1 of Soul Eater. I wish I could watch Soul Eater, it just bored me a lot. Dropping up to 2 episodes is crazy. I know! Well, this is on my pause, it's not dropped yet. I think I'm gonna go back and just try and finish up the stuff I've already started first. Because I have a lot on my paused and current and dropped right now. Lore and Kimetsu no Yaiba and the Simpsons. So sad. Yeah, I don't know. I could not get into it. I like Kimetsu no Yaiba for the art and the characters, and that's it. So like I have merch of it, but I don't like enjoy watching it. Does that make sense? I feel like some people can say that about a lot of popular animes. Like it's like, this is how I show that I like anime, but I don't like this anime in particular. Just say Attack on Titan, you weeb. What? That's not even the same name! Okay, now in my dropped, animes I dropped is probably not as much as on pause. That's the joke. Oh, I see. Okay, I have 3 dropped animes of all time. Beelzebub, I dropped on episode 4. Or no, 5. Yeah, 5. And I scored it a 4 after dropping it. Hunter x Hunter, I dropped it on episode 65, and I scored it a 6. And then I remember I made it. I think I posted on Reddit because I didn't like it, and everyone got mad at me. When I was 15, I thought that Hunter x Hunter was possibly the greatest story to ever be made, and I liked it a lot. And then upon watching it, I hated that the story wasn't progressing. I don't like when arcs make you forget what the original goal of the story is. And I felt like that's what it was doing. And then my third drop thing is... Oh, what is this? Food Wars. I dropped Food Wars. And I don't think I have to explain why. I did what I did. That was my choice. Under like super peak. Yes, it is. I think so. Anticipating. Yeah. I saw Tree Under Attack on Titan after season 2 went way sideways. Okay, after season 2, in a little bit of 3, after the Kenny arc, it picks back up again. I didn't like that either. I watched the last bit of Attack on Titan as it aired in Japan, alone in my apartment, in the dark, scared and confused. I had no friends to watch it or process it with. And so I messaged Bruno and I said, look at this, look at what Aaron said. This just dropped in Japan. It's live right now. And I sent him the screenshot of Aaron going, no, I don't want that. And being like, I don't want Mikasa to move on. And I was like, Bruno, look. And he said, is that real? That's photoshopped, right? I was like, no, he actually said this. And he was like, no, that's not real. I refuse to believe he said that. And I was like, he did say it. As I screamed in my apartment at 10 p.m. over summer break, I think. Okay. I'm done yapping. Last spoiler warning. If you guys want to watch this, feel free to leave so you don't get spoiled. After this, we're talking about spoilers, so let's go. It's still kind of crazy. It is. It's insane. He murked Aaron. I'm so mad at him. The creator, he was basically just like, yeah, I was fucking tired and I wanted the anime to end, so I just blew the biggest ending, the most hyped anime ending of all time. I blew it. Give me all the spoilers. Let's go. Okay, so episode 1. What the fuck? Episode 1. This reminds me of Attack on Titan. These titles. Back to our episode format. Overhated. I think it was just overhyped, and it also caused the Attack on Titan subreddit to split into 2 separate subreddits that are still separate to this day. In Food Wars, I mean. I don't even know who you're talking about because I didn't watch it that long to even know who the villain was. Open the door gently. So here's the synopsis. Episode 1 to you in 2016. I guess I'll read it because I didn't take any notes on the episode plot. So, the episode follows Takopi, a cheerful alien from a happy planet who comes to Earth to spread happiness. He befriends. What the fuck? What the fuck? Who comes to Earth to spread? Okay. I'm not high. I'm normal. I couldn't see the period. I was like, happiness he befriends. To spread. To spread happiness. He befriends Shizuka, a lonely and bullied 4th grader, and tries to cheer her up with his happy gadgets. Oh my god. Despite his efforts, Takopi slowly discovers the pain in her life. I wanna leave. I wanna leave this classroom. I can't talk in front of such large crowds of people. Where was I? Despite his efforts, Takopi slowly 6, 7. Okay. I have tears in my eyes. Takopi slowly discovers the pain. Shut up! Stop talking! Stop it! I'm trying! I can't! I can't look in! It's over! Once I start laughing, I'm done! I can't stop! It's a disease! I'm trying. Okay. Okay. I'm locked in. Okay, let's go. Clown juice. No. No, I just mispronounced something really stupid and I got really embarrassed, so I couldn't stop laughing. Despite his efforts, Takopi slowly discovers the pain in her life. What? Oh, pain in her life, dash, an absent mother, a dead father. Wait, what? Her dad's not dead. He's somewhere else. He's somewhere else and he's in an apartment. He's not dead. Perhaps typo? Anyways, a relentless bullying at school. When Shizuka takes her own life using one of his gadgets, Takopi blames himself and uses a device to turn back time to save her. However, as he relives the same events, he begins to uncover the deeper cruelty and family dysfunction behind Shizuka's suffering and that of her tormentor, Marina. And my source is the Review Geek. It's not word for word, but I used his synopsises as a basis of my own because he his synopsis was the only one I could find. Half the plot is finding the dad. Kind of. Okay, what I thought at first was that when they were like, oh, we're gonna leave, I thought they were planning to run away together permanently. Like, I thought they were all like, oh yeah, we killed this girl, now first we're gonna go to Tokyo and grab the dog, and then we're gonna go, like, live in the middle of nowhere so that the police don't catch us. That's what I kind of thought they were doing. I didn't realize that they were intending to, like, continue their lives here just after they get Chappie back. And then episode 2, Takopi Salvation. This episode continues as Takopi tries to prevent Shizuka's tragic fate. Despite her temporary peace, Marina relentlessly targets her, even orchestrating a scene where Shizuka's dog Chappie is taken away. Shizuka's home life offers no comfort, as her mother ignores her pain, and her classmates continue to bully her. When Marina lures her into the woods to mock her and reveal that Chappie is dead, Takopi finally snaps and kills Marina in a way in a desperate attempt to protect Shizuka. Horrified by what he's done, Takopi realizes that his time travel camera no longer works, marking the beginning of his original sin. Takopi fumbled horrendously here. I thought he was doing his best. So this episode, I don't think there was anything else I had to say about the past one. But this episode, at first I kind of thought the anime was going to be more lighthearted after Marina's death. I was like, okay, so it's gonna follow them being stupid kids and trying to just, like, move on after what they did. The animation looks like an anime that traumatized me. I mean, I can just tell by the art style, that's what it is. Also, for some reason, some people can't even see Takopi. I think at first, it's only the main characters that can see him. I could be wrong. They also regularly say cactus plant. I don't know if that's them mistaking him for it, or if they're talking about the flower in Shizuka's hair that's sometimes there and sometimes isn't. I'm not sure. But yeah, this episode kind of scared me because the scene where Takopi is changing their routes over and over again and Marina keeps showing up is very unsettling. Because it's like, oh yeah, she actually has it out for her, genuinely. Giant pit? You mean Made in Abyss? I also watched Made in Abyss alone in my apartment at night. It made me feel a lot of things all alone. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So, I need to get... There's something else I wanted to say. Oh, I thought it was cute that, when he first went back in time, he was like, "Oh, Shizuka killed herself because she got the math question wrong. She was embarrassed." Yeah, I thought that all of those little misunderstandings were very funny. Why they make the most traumatizing enemy with second graders? I want to know why children are allowed in the pit in the first place, and what is the world like outside of the pit? I almost choked and it would have been really embarrassing. Because whenever I choke, my body just like automatically makes this like grunt noise. Usually it just goes like ah, or like something like that. Like a choking chicken or something. So I'm always scared that one day I'm gonna choke. I'm gonna have to mute, but the last thing you guys are gonna hear is just It hasn't happened yet though. Okay. So this is what kind of starts the scene for the whole anime, but dare I say, every episode's kind of different, and it's not really, like, a story that can be broken into segments, and so that's one of the reasons I don't have really any notes on each individual episode or on it in general, is because I think it's meant to be looked at as a whole at the end, so I'll kind of give certain thoughts later. Okay, episode 3, Takopi's Confession. So this is the episode where he basically possesses Marina's body. I wasn't sure if he possessed her or made himself a clone of her. I'm pretty sure he's a clone. But Marina's dead. And they all kind of hang out together. The episode follows the aftermath of Marina's death. Azuma discovers her body and, shocked, agrees to help Shizuka hide it after she pleads for his help. Using a gadget to store the corpse, they have Takopi disguise himself as Marina to avoid suspicion. While impersonating her, Takopi witnesses the chaos in Marina's broken home and begins to realize the weight of their actions. Meanwhile, Shizuka manipulates Azuma into stealing his brother's ring, worsening his insecurities about being seen as a failure. Despite brief moments of peace, guilt slowly consumes Takopi when Marina's grieving mother recognizes he isn't her daughter. Takopi finally understands the horror of what they've done and vows to confess just as Marina's real body is discovered. So this episode had a lot. I was a little confused by the ring plot, and also they didn't bury her entirely. Like, her head was still kind of sticking out of the dirt a little bit. Just traumatizing. I didn't like. Have you seen season 2? I didn't like that entire arc with the little village at the bottom. I really didn't like that. I do like the world building though. It's really cool. So this episode, I really don't like Azuma. I could talk about him more in the character section, but I never liked when Azuma was on screen ever. He was very indecisive for no reason. It felt like he really didn't know what he wanted. Despite having it a little better than the main two girls, and he kind of like manufactured this fear of his older brother in his head, when his older brother is nice to him, clearly. And I wasn't really sure why his brother had a ring in the first place. And obviously Azuma isn't the main character or one of these two main characters. But it showed us his inner family dynamic. And it was kind of exhausting because it just kind of felt like one of the lessons the anime was trying to say is that everybody is being abused at home. And like, oh, you should be nice because everybody's going through the worst possible thing all the time. There was not a single like secure character here. There was not like a rock to lean on as the viewer or depend on from the main character's POV. Her dog was taken away. Everything's like unsure and changing, and it's probably deliberate. But it felt unrealistic because no, not everyone has a fucking horrible family dynamic. Yeah, that's it. It was just kind of exhausting, especially with him, and especially because with these two girls, what they do is understandable. This guy just has a crush on his mom, I guess, and he likes this other girl because she looks like his mom. And then he's indecisive, and he ends up like causing more issues because later he ends up dating the blonde girl and then leaves her last minute for this girl literally the same day. It's really weird. This guy's the biggest dick here, and he tries to put on this show of like, oh, but like I'm here for you, both of you in both timelines. And he's just evil. He's just evil. He stinks. These two girls are going through their own shit, but this guy is just cheating on everyone all because his mom is mean about his grades. I don't know. I don't really have pity for him at all. Same with Marina, really. She's more understandable, but also she isn't because she's very evil. Episode 4, Azuma-kun's Salvation. So this episode kind of goes over more of his family and how he fixes it in his life. So it shows the fallout of Marina's body being found as police begin investigating. Oh, also the scene where they realized that the police found her body was so scary. It was very scary. As police begin investigating, Takopi urges Shizuka to confess, but she refuses. Still focused on escaping to Tokyo, Azuma, torn between guilt and loyalty, spirals under the pressure. His grades drop and his family notices his distress. When Shizuka asks him to take the blame for Marina's death, he is devastated, haunted by feelings of inferiority to his perfect older brother and his desire to save Shizuka. Azuma finally breaks down. In a heartfelt moment, Jinyu comforts him and encourages honesty, leading Azuma to confess everything. The police While he's cleared of guilt, suspicion now falls fully on Shizuka, who remains disturbingly unfazed and unbelieving plans. So, when I first watched this, I first thought that he confessed to just being involved, and I thought that he was taking the blame and she was just leaving. This episode was stressful. Not that I expected the kid to like go to Tokyo with this girl. It was realistic. It was realistic, but it was annoying because the whole series he was torn on what he actually wanted, and it kind of seemed like he wasn't really making any plans to begin with. Like he was just making promises. And I get he's like 8 years old, he's like a baby, but I still don't like his personality because he still acted that way as a teenager. And I think that that's why he ended up walking away in the final timeline, because he's not good for either of them. So in the final timeline, he doesn't end up talking to Shizuka or Marina, and they end up being friends. So moving on. Episode 5 to you in 2022. The dates being so recent is very nostalgic. COVID even happens in this show. Isn't that cool? So this episode begins with Shizuka and Takopi traveling to Tokyo in hopes of reuniting with her father, but their happiness quickly crumbles when they discover he has a new family and no place for her in his life. He also pretends like he doesn't know her. It made me so mad. Heartbroken, Shizuka lashes out at Takopi, triggering his lost memories. Suddenly the story resets to 2022, where Marina, now scarred and isolated, finds Takopi instead. Living with an abusive mother, Marina grows close to Azuma, but their fragile happiness falls apart when he chooses Shizuka over her. Reigniting her trauma after a violent confrontation, Marina kills her mother in self-defense and vows revenge on Shizuka. Desperate to help, Takopi returns to Happy Planet where his mother erases his memories for his sins. Despite this, he manages to travel back to the story's beginning, torn between guilt and the urge to end the tragic cycle. So, when I saw this, I first thought that Takopi was like, oh, I see the problem. Neither of these girls can exist without hurting each other, so I'm just gonna kill both of them. That's really what I thought he was gonna do. Before I watched this, I thought it was gonna be something like that one anime with that like white cat creature that I think ends up hurting people on accident. I thought it was gonna be like that, and it's not. Luckily. So he goes back, and he kind of he's back in 2016. And then I think this episode summarizes it, so I won't linger on 5 too long. But he goes back, and he basically sacrifices himself to make his camera work one last time. Because if I'm correct, Shizuka already killed her dad's kids? I don't know. When I first saw, the newspapers in the show that were like, 2 kids are dead, I thought it was Shizuka and Marina. I thought he just took them both out. But no. Yeah, COVID-19 zombie apocalypse type anime. Maybe. There's movies like that, definitely. We should all watch a disaster movie together. Yeah. Anyways. So, it begins with Takopi explaining everything to Azuma, who can't fully understand, but comes to say goodbye. As they part, Azuma thanks Takopi for making him feel valued, and returns to the happy gadgets that he also asks the alien to tell his younger self that it's okay to argue with his brother. Later, Takopi meets Shizuka at the park. After weeks of waiting, overcome by guilt and loneliness, she vents her pain, crying that no one ever helped her understand life. Takopi comforts her, and the two spend countless days together until he uses the happy camera one last time. As it activates, he begins to fade away, sacrificing himself to give Shizuka another chance. Time resets once again. Azuma grows closer to his brother, and Shizuka and Marina begin a fragile friendship sparked by a doodle of Takopi. Their heartfelt narration, Takopi bids farewell, hoping they can live on and find happiness in the present. Marina and Shizuka are seen shopping together, smiling under a peaceful sky. So in the future, or in the actual timeline, Marina still gets her scar. Like, they both still had, like, a really shitty life, but they're together. And they can still kind of joke, they still joke about their circumstances, and that her dad is fucking her mom. And paying her mom, and yet none of the money goes to her, and she's still broke. And she still has an abusive mom. But they can both relate to each other, and they're not hurting each other anymore. I'm not really sure what the moral of the plot is, and let me know if you guys gathered anything from it. It felt like an unsatisfying ending, I felt. It wasn't a bad ending, but there was never any, like, correction to anything. And I understand that in real life, there are no, like... There usually, when people have abusive parents, that's just it. There's no, like, magical solution that makes it not happen or fixes it. And oftentimes, abusive parents are never even punished or judged at all because it happens in private. Same with cases of bullying, and they're probably like, oh, this is the most realistic ending. But this is an anime with a magical octopus. So I feel like maybe we could have a more satisfying ending. There's at least not any consequences really for the main two. It's implied that they, like, learned and overcame their differences. But I never saw a clear acknowledgement of what anybody actually did wrong. Especially for Azuma. I hate Azuma. I didn't like the ending. I said this last night, I think, when we finished this anime together. I think that was kind of the point. Yeah, I think so too. My thoughts on this anime is that because it's very hyped up and everyone calls it a masterpiece. Yeah, nobody was fully wrong or right. Everyone calls it a masterpiece, and I think people mistake an anime that makes them feel strong emotions with it being a good anime. I think we're so starved of good media and good stories that when people like see an anime that makes them sad and then makes them happy, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is a masterpiece." Basically, you give them a nice character, you show them torture porn of the character, and then you give the character a nice ending, and they're like, "Wow, that was a really life-changing story because it made me feel things." And when you look at the actual story, like the thing that I think people think that this story is so advanced and intelligent is because there's a time travel aspect. But if you take the story and divide it up without the time travel, it's a pretty straightforward story. Story-wise, and the characters especially, they seem to be very static. It's fine. It's a good anime, but it's not a masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece just because it disguised itself as being a cute baby anime and it became gory. We've seen that before, and it's not a masterpiece because it showed little kids getting hurt. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think it's just good, and that's okay. That's okay. Not every anime can compare to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that's okay. We have to accept that. I like Vinland Saga, it's just emotional. Is that what people... Is that what it is? I thought it would have had a lot of fighting. Okay. So, moving on. On to the characters, if anyone has anything else to say about the plot. Yes, you've got to watch it, bro. I have them all here because... I don't know, I really doubt that there's a bunch of meme pictures of these anime... of these characters that can have their own slide for each, but... So first off, what do we think of Takopi? I personally liked Takopi. I get really annoyed when characters have a vocal, like... What is it called? A vocal thing that they do where he puts P at the end and, like... Rika from Higurashi always says, ni. Or what does she say? Nipa! Nipa, nipa. She has that. I hate that. I forgive Takopi for doing it, and this is rare for me. Vocal stem, yeah, vocal stem. That is not him. Word. Is that your stem? That's my stem. So anyway, I liked Takopi. He was forgivable. He was one of the most forgivable characters here. Seeing him get abused was very hard. So here's Azuma. Fuck Azuma, bro. Fuck Azuma. I hope he never has a minute of happiness in his life. Ever. Ugh, that last sip of coffee was not good. Anyways. Next, Shizuka. What do we think of Shizuka? Damn, that's harsh. I don't like him. Look at him. It's an 8-year-old. I don't believe you. Let's see what my anime list has to say. The My Anime List 1 hour planned maintenance is coming up. It'll be at midnight. Till 1 AM. Pacific time. It's gonna disappear. Okay. So Azuma Naoki. I'm okay. He has no biography written on my anime list. Maybe it's time that I help with that. I've been meaning to put more info on my anime list for the general public. But I haven't yet. I don't know if it shows me what contributions I've made. Let me see. Naoki Azuma. I need to make a mal and show it to you. You do. You should get started on that right now. I need to see your anime days. Where is his age, bro? His wiki is so short. I guess none of the characters were confirmed. I'm gonna assume that they're in elementary school because they're in high school in 2022. Well, actually, 2022 I was in high school, so let's think. In 2016 I was in middle school. So, I guess they would have been like early middle school. 4th grade? Oh, okay, 4th or 5th? 4th grade? Alright. So, moving on. I like Shizuka. I feel like when people say everyone in the anime sucks, I feel like they're too cruel on her. Because she was being beaten up by, you know, her bullies. And her, like, maybe her mom. She never took it out on other things or people, though. Until Takopi. Like, if Takopi hadn't come along, she probably wouldn't have, she beat up the alien. But, like, had the alien not existed, I don't think she would have done anything like that. She never beat her dog or anything. She never took it out on animals. She even interacted with, like, a grasshopper perfectly fine. She's not an inherently violent individual. Whereas Marina, it took Marina, like, she was being beaten at home and beating this girl just, like, very quickly. She was very quick to turn mean. Whereas this girl has a lot of outward problems and still never took it out on anyone else. So, I'm forgiving of Shizuka. She gets a little manipulative later on, but it's understandable. I think. I bullied this guy, but if he didn't exist, I wouldn't have done it. No! It's an alien! Should you like watermelons? Yeah, I do. I like to eat them in little triangle shapes. Nextly, Marina. What do we think of Marina? I think it's weird that she has curly blonde hair because both of her parents are Japanese. I don't understand that. I don't know if she was adopted or something. I don't think so. I think her mom birthed her, but... yeah, I don't know why she looks so, European. Maybe she is albino or something? Kinda like her. I have no sympathy for her at all. She stinks. Is she British? No, I think she's normal. Alright, moving on. What the fuck? Okay, ignore that. You guys didn't see that. Alright, fun fact! Our fun fact for today. So Taizen 5, the mangaka, has another manga by the title of the Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins. So I think he likes the word sin a lot. And I didn't look at his other work, so maybe there's some other ones. But here's his other thing. It seems to be one of the most popular next to this one. It's good, I heard. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of crying in it. But I'm not sure. Maybe it'll get an anime adaptation too. That's just Azuma again. Yeah, it is. It's just Azuma. Alright, next. Time for the elder opinions. Are we ready? So, I Wear Clothes says... Takopi's original sin is not the latest misery porn, nor is it an exercise in mere shock value. I disagree. I think it's funny because I'm like, oh yeah, it's just misery porn. And he's like, it's not the latest misery porn. I think it is. But this guy was born in, like, I think the 80s or the 90s. So, and he has over 300 anime days. He has almost a year's worth of anime that he's watched. 336, I think it was. So I must trust his review, but I'm raising my eyebrow at it a little bit. So, moving on. There's a friend I have on my anime list who, on my anime list, you have like this feed where you can see like, new animes, like animes you're following, any anime you've watched, it sends you news relating to that. Any anime you have on your want to watch, it lets you know when a new episode is out, any news with that anime, etc. And it also shows you, when your friends, like, add something to their list, finish something, drop something, what they rated it, things like that. And I have, a lot of my friends plow through animes at rapid pace. One of them, he watches, like, one episode of every anime, and then drops it. I don't know if that's his way of, like, marking it as finished. But he's dropped, like, over 2,000 animes. I don't know if he just, like, does that because he likes the color of the dropped being yellow on his profile. I don't know, because he rates them after he drops them. So, like, I think he watches them all, and then, like, for whatever reason, he just marks it as dropped. Maybe that's just how he, like, sorts out his list, and he just uses the completed as for things he actually liked. I don't know. It's really odd, though, because I'll just open my anime list and just see, like, this person dropped this anime, this person dropped this anime, and rated it, He dropped this and rated it. Things like that. I can probably find him. I don't have that many friends. Let me see. I almost inhaled my water. Okay, I have 42 friends, so let's see if I can find them. It's probably in, like, the recent activity feed. Let me see. I just have to click each of the profiles because his has a massive, his has a massive dropped list section, so I'm just gonna go through each of them and see. Hopefully I didn't unadd him. Okay, I think I found him. He has completed 1,399 animes, and he's dropped 1,316. I think this is him. He was online 2 hours ago. Where's his recent activity? Yeah, his recent activity just had. Wait, I know who he is because he has a shit ton of hentai on his list too. And his most recent one was on November 4th at 8 AM. He dropped a hentai and scored it an 8. And then he watched an episode of another anime. And then he started a hentai called Guilty Hole. And on the same day at 6 PM and dropped it and scored it a 7. So I'm gonna click his list. I'm a little afraid. I should shower. No showering in anime club. Okay, so his currently watching looks pretty normal. He's watching animes. He's watching a lot of animes from this season. And then so let's take a peek at his completed. Looks normal. Yeah. His on hold. Okay, his on hold is all hentai. It's all hentai. This guy has... There's so much fucking hentai. It's actually not ending. This dude has hentai from the 80s on here. This dude has hentai from the 60s on here. This dude has hentai from the 30s. What the fuck is this? Dude went to the archives. When was this real? What the? This dude is watching every hentai known to man. When was this aired? I made a profile. Good. What the fuck? I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared of my anime list friends. I'm scared of them. Should I email him and ask him? Ask him why he's a D1 Gooner? Okay, and then his dropped? His dropped? Okay, I think I understand what he's doing. I think what he does, I think he's ashamed of people seeing his chronic hentai addiction. So I think he uses his plan to watch and his completed for his animes he wants to watch and what he's already watched. And I think he uses his on hold and dropped for his hentais he wants to watch and hentais he's already watched. I think that's what it is. And I get updated every time he starts and finishes a new hentai. Dude, he has one on here of a child! He rated it an 8? Bro! I'm scared, guys! What do you mean my anime list friend isn't just a cute nerdy guy, but he's actually a really creepy lolicon? What do you mean? Oh no, it's okay. Dude. In my years on my anime list, I've never seen another person who added this many things to their list. Because for him to do this, he would have had to go through all of the archives of all the animes ever released, just like me. I've never seen another person do this on my anime list before. And in his case, he did it with the hentai. And so I want to know why. I want to know why he wants to watch every single hentai ever made. But I've got to admire it, right? I'm gonna send him a message. Can you save your mail? I usually don't give it out because it's a secret, because it has my name on it. I sent it to Bread, and then he immediately shared the first three letters of it in the chat. Like a month ago. Share with the boys. I don't know what Bread's mal is. I wanted to see his anime days, and he wanted to keep it a secret. Alright, I'm gonna message this guy. He's in Indonesia. He was last online 2 hours ago. Okay, the comments on his page are pretty normal. And then someone just said, it's been a really long time since we last spoke, and I'm sorry for that. But I hope you've been well and taking care of yourself. I see the latest season of Grand Blue is in your favorites now. You must have had a really good time. Imagine an old friend contacting you on my anime list. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna message him. I'm gonna send him a message. The subject will be interesting dropped anime list. Okay. I always format my messages on here all cute and silly. So I'm gonna make my words pink. I noticed your dropped anime section is incredibly large. And I noticed you seem to have a personal archive of every hentai ever released. Impressive. Do you use your on hold section to sort out the hentai you want to watch? Question mark? I figured out your secret. Tis tis. Alright, send. Hopefully he replies. He's always online because he's always gooning. So maybe he'll reply to me. Most of the guys I have added on my anime list, I'm their only, like, friend on here is a girl. So hopefully he answers me and answers my hentai question. The Evergooner. Ah, this guy likes solo leveling. Fuck out of here. Okay. Anyways. With that out of the way, I'm glad we found our culprit so quickly. Alright. 1,000 something 1,300 animes watched is crazy. That's not even the episodes, that's just animes completed. It's probably counting as hentais, but also he uses his dropped to count his hentais, so that's just anime. I like that he decided to sort it out by hentai and anime though. That's very funny. Okay, thank you, I wear clothes. On to the next elder opinion. Okay. Refusal of return says, I don't understand what this show is going for. Is it trying to be a dark thematic drama or an absurdist comedy? I can't help but agree. At first I thought it was going in some sort of like absurd comedy, dark humor thing. And then it was like, no, we're serious. So, yeah. I don't want to be too harsh on it because I think it's just trying to like genuinely show the show through the lens of Takopi. But I understand this comment. Next, Hopitot. What? Hopitot says, this was funny as shit. It feels like watching an episode of Mr. Bean, but instead of falling around and generally just failing at everything, the main character always gets the most miserable experience. The author's capability of misery maxing is truly incredible. If there's a happy moment, it's only there to build up kinetic energy for the eventual fall into misery. Do we agree? I kind of agree. Because I just knew that everyone was gonna get beat the fuck up eventually. Next, Ryan the Bread says, not since the first time I pulled down my girlfriend's pants, only to be greeted by a penis larger than my own, have I been so confused about what to do with or how to feel about this thing dangling in front of my face. He has mixed feelings about the anime. Are those opinions on Takopi? They are, da da da. What a poet, isn't he? And next, Sharer says, ooh, we got a big review here. Let me full screen it. Okay. People basically worship what they don't understand. If you look at this anime very logically, you will realize that you are not following a deep and meaningful story at all. Maybe the author was looking to write a very meaningful story, but he did a very poor job of conveying this work. But the majority are like this, because it has a dark and psychological atmosphere. We definitely don't understand it, and it is beyond our comprehension, so it is a masterpiece. But they never think that maybe the author's work is really so weak that even he himself cannot fully execute what it is in his mind. If you spend some time and analyze the story of the anime, you will really realize that in the end of the show did not present you with anything special, and the story in the final episode was just put together. I want grapes so bad, bro. I only like them if they're crunchy and crisp. I've demolished a bag of crisp grapes before. But yeah, this is like the most genuine review I've had in this section before. Ow, sorry guys. So I kind of agree with him. Blood as fuck, me too. Aki's in such a little orange blob right now. He's upside down, all swirly on the bed. Okay, next. Persuith says, this is kind of like 13 Reasons Why of anime. No, I'm not elaborating on that. Thank you, Persuith. Thank you for your contribution. I agree with the fact that it's not complex, but I don't think that's what the author was going for. No, me neither. I do think it's important to acknowledge that a lot of well, there was a review on this anime that said people like this anime worked its way up to the top 5 of the year just because it has sad scenes. People for some reason think that like misery in an anime equals good. And if it's directed at children, then that's even better. Yeah. This was PFP. What an interesting shirt. Yeah, isn't it? Nice shirt. Does anybody know where that shirt is? Can I get that shirt? Anyways. Oh, there's more. I thought that was the last part. Jace Debray says, "This was cheeks. Double caked up. Save yourself the time and skip it. Let's keep it a buck. Spoiler free and to the point. Shock factor doesn't cover for poor plot and weak character development." She's hella funny. The first time I saw it was when I was pretending to be an e-girl on Discord, and the guys called in a real black person to verify if I was black or not, and that was his profile picture. Looks like a respectable young man. Who, Jay? Jay or Persuith? I think that's the last elder opinion for today. My Japanese ex recommended me Takopi manga 3 years ago. She liked it a lot. Interesting. So she was ahead of the trends. Have you watched Afro Samurai? I haven't. Not yet. Okay, I think that's the last of the elder opinions. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to your elders. Bye, elders. Bye. So it's time for my rating, okay? What do I think of the anime? Drum roll. I think it's good. I rate it a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. Not fine, not very good, just good. It's good. Okay. Bye, old people. Some of them are probably 14. Do you guys have a rating for it? What would you guys rate it? Same? Oh yeah! We're the same! Aki's so cute. 6, 7. Fine, good. I'll give it a 1. Appalling! Appalling! 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Solid 2? What? You didn't like it? Yeah, I think I gave all my thoughts about why it has this rating. So I'll move on. I think this is the last slide though. Let me see. Yeah, that's the last slide. Okay, so if everyone has shared their final thoughts on the anime, I'll talk about next week's plan since there is no voting for today's meeting. No voting. We don't have a new anime for next week. That sounds like a person who abused the 10-second skip button. When I first read it, I liked it a lot, even though it's all 2 volumes of the manga. All 2? I didn't watch it, bro. Well, you're supposed to. So yeah, anyways, for next week, because we're not voting this week, for something else I'll share later. Next week, we're going over the winter 2026 animes. I feel like this year has gone by so fast. But winter 2026, oh my god, I just realized it's 2025. When I first debuted, when I was like getting ready to debut, there was this really bad plague of VTweeters. And what VTweeters are people who hopped on the VTuber trend, put pre-debut on their Twitter username, and then made no progress whatsoever. And usually their debut was planned for like next year, and they were just like, I'm gonna become a VTuber, trust, right? and usually they had like a pit crew profile picture. I found one that said, in 2021, before I debuted, pre-debut VTuber, debut 2025. And I remember sending it to my friends. I was like, what the hell? How do you even know you're still gonna want to do that? It does not take that long to become a VTuber, bro. It doesn't. And they were like, yeah, they're gonna forget about it. And it's 2025, and I don't think they're I don't think they're a VTuber still. They just wanted to put VTuber in their name. This is the one type of people I'm gonna dog on forever, bro. Jail will become a VTuber, trust me. No, no, it's different because it's not 2021. So it's more forgivable now. Me after getting into a car crash and having late work, let's watch some anime. Yeah. Cipollino debut. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll put Hololive in my name. Yeah, yeah, put FaZe in your name. So for next week, we're going over 2026 animes for winter. I don't like that 2026 is here. So close. I don't like that 2016 was 10 years ago. I don't like it at all. Anyways, so that's what we're doing next week. So what we're watching from tonight and on is Code Geass. We're watching seasons 1 and 2. So all 50 episodes and the movie, the full story. And we are going over that in 2 weeks. So on the 20th. So if you watch it at a rate of 4 episodes a day, you will have it done in time. Plus the movie. So that's all. So there's no anime for next week, but try to keep up with it so that we can have a finish in time. And I'll probably stream it on Discord as well. That way nobody falls behind since it is a big anime. Code Geass, yeah, Code Geass. Anyways, that's all I have to say announcements-wise. I'm excited to show the winter 2026 animes a lot. Hopefully it's not too early. I think it looked like everything was pretty much already announced. No more late announcements. So I think we're good to do one of our seasonal videos now. It has been a second. I can watch it in bed, but it's not on Netflix. Aw. I can stream it though. Show you something after. Okay. Well, God is lengthy. Yeah, that's why we're gonna get on it. Anyways. Oh, it's weird that there's no voting. The voting's one of my favorite parts. Okay, say goodbye to the classroom. 1 second. Ah! Hello. I'm still gone. Wait, where am I? Hello? Oh, I'm here. Okay, I'm back. Hello, hello. Where am I usually sitting? I feel like I'm short. I feel big. Maybe here? I don't know. How big am I on you guys' screens? Do I feel unproportionate? No. English sub is nice to be honest. I'll probably watch it subbed. Really watch Japanese with subs, yeah. We're all learning Japanese here. Anyways, I'll wrap it up now. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you Toaster for reaching level 9. Thank you. I think that's Toaster, yes, Toaster. Didn't want to take anyone's spotlight. Thank you Colossasaurus Rex for reaching level 7. Thank you. And thank you Odo for reaching level 7 Pasiba. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Roblox at 7 PM. I should be home in time. I am doing volunteer work tomorrow before the stream, and then I have an appointment. But I should be home in time. I don't know why it would go so late. Other than that, I don't think I have any more announcements. So I'll wrap it up. Thank you, mods. Train printer. Blah. Where did he go? Paperworks. Train printer and paperworks. We're making sure everything goes smoothly. Thank you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. CT, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 7 p.m. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your days and nights, 24 hours. And yeah, jangan lupa. Bye bye. Paka paka.